Right now at noon, 21 deer from an Iowa County deer farm have tested positive for CWD. Plus, a man charged with killing 5 bicyclists in Michigan while he was under the influence has been sentenced. And final preparations are underway in Singapore just hours before the historic meeting between President Trump and the North Korean leader.
This is News 3 at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mark Kane. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 on this Monday. Hope you all had a nice weekend. We'll get to those stories in just a bit. But first, meteorologist Chris Reese is over in the Weather Center with our first alert forecast. Not a bad Monday out there.
Not bad. We had the clouds roll through earlier today, Mark, but those clouds now starting to thin on out. We're seeing a little bit more in the way of some sunshine out there. So that is certainly the good news. Looking live at the Capitol right now, it looks more like a June day. I think a lot of us will take it out there. It feels nice, not too bad. 70 degrees right now. Dew points have crept up a little bit. They are now at 60, but honestly, it's summertime. It's really not all that bad. Upper 70s as you work your way to the north. Black River Falls at 78 degrees right now, 72 back south in Mineral Point. Cooler along the lakeshore with Milwaukee at 61 degrees right now. We'll watch our temperatures rise to about 76 degrees for those highs today, but we will also watch the chance for some rain. Not coming in immediately, but we do have at least the slightest in the way of rain chances, Mark, overnight and into Tuesday morning. Here in the main weather segment, I'll be breaking down those rain chances and kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty soggy out there. We don't need a lot more rain.
We really don't, especially after the rain over the weekend.
Yeah, Saturday night into Sunday. Wow. It came down.
Some flooding over in Grant County, so hopefully they can dry things out.
Yeah. All right, we'll check back in a few minutes. Thank you, Chris. Topping the news today, an inmate is facing charges after he injured 2 Dane County Sheriff's deputies. Officials say 21-year-old Daniel Lennington of Madison was arrested by police last night. While being booked into the Dane County Jail, he began to grab and punch deputies. They say Lennington even slammed one deputy into a counter. Deputies used a taser on him and were able to restrain him. 2 female deputies, ages 30 and 42, were both treated and released from the hospital. Lennington is now facing 2 counts of battery to law enforcement officer. Madison police investigating the death of a 58-year-old man who was found dead early Sunday morning on the south side. He was found around 1:50 a.m. in the 2000 block of Post Road. Police say the Dane County medical examiner will determine the cause and the manner of death. A teenager bicyclist who was traveling in the wrong lane of traffic was hit by a vehicle. The Dane County Sheriff's Office says it happened Sunday afternoon on Fair Oaks Avenue at Commercial Avenue in the town of Blooming Grove. Deputies say the 15-year-old female bicyclist was traveling in the wrong lane of traffic when she was hit. They say the girl was not wearing a helmet at the time of the crash and was taken to UW Hospital. She had non-life-threatening injuries and was released. The driver of the vehicle was cited for operating with no insurance. 21 white-tailed deer from a deer farm in Iowa County have tested positive for chronic wasting disease. Last month, multiple agencies, including DATCAP, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Animal and Plant Health Inspection Services, veterinarians, and animal health technicians, humanely depopulated the farm's 103 white-tailed deer. CWD tested was done for 79 of those deer. That farm has been quarantined since October. A Michigan man who was under the influence of drugs when he plowed into bicyclists, killing 5, has been sentenced to at least 40 years in prison. In 2016, 52-year-old Charles Pickett Jr. slammed into a pack of bicyclists on a rural road in Kalamazoo County's Cooper Township. That's about 140 miles west of Detroit. Last month, Pickett was convicted of second-degree murder. There's no dispute that he had swallowed painkillers and other drugs before driving his pickup truck, but his lawyers argued that murder charges were excessive. Pickett apologized and said he would give his own life for the people who were killed and injured, but a judge called his plea woefully inadequate. President Trump meets with Singapore's president ahead of his one-on-one with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un. President Trump and Kim will sit down for a face-to-face meeting beginning at 8 o'clock our time tonight. It's the first time ever that a sitting U.S. president has met with a North Korean leader. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo carried out last-minute preps with North Korean officials to lay the groundwork for the Trump-Kim meeting.
He has made it clear that if Kim Jong-un denuclearizes, there is a brighter future for North Korea. Tomorrow, we will get our clearest indication to date of whether Chairman Kim Jong-un truly shares this vision.
In exchange for denuclearization, North Korea will be looking for significant concessions from the U.S., something President Trump may be open to. And when the president arrived in Singapore, he continued a trade fight with American allies he met at the G7 summit in Canada. The president tweeted last night, "Fair trade is now to be called fool trade if it's not reciprocal." He criticized Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in personal terms, saying Justin acts hurt when called out. White House Trade Advisor Peter Navarro slammed Prime Minister Trudeau for declaring Canada would retaliate for U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum.
There's a special place in hell for any foreign leader that engages in bad faith diplomacy with President Donald J. Trump.
We're polite, we're reasonable, but we also will not be pushed around.
Republican Senator John McCain tweeted, "To our allies, Americans stand with you, even if our president doesn't." The EU and Mexico have also promised to retaliate for U.S. sanctions, even though President Trump warned it would be, quote, a mistake. Hundreds of migrants are still at sea 2 days after they were saved in several intense rescue operations off the coast of Libya. They'd hoped to make it to Italy, but the country's new interior minister closed the ports. Authorities on the tiny island state of Malta have also denied access to the private ship. Spain has now offered to take in the migrants. There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
You've probably had your eggs scrambled, sunny side up and even poached. But have you ever had them like we're making them today? If you've ever been to an English pub or a church potluck, then you're probably familiar with pickled eggs. If you're not familiar with them, you're probably thinking, really? Pickled eggs? Let me assure you that they're quite tasty and make a welcome addition to any summertime gathering. We start off by hard-boiling eggs and peeling them just like we normally would do. After they're peeled, we place them in a glass jar and set those aside. While those are cooling, we combine a good amount of white vinegar, water, some sliced garlic, a little sugar to give it a bit of a sweet and sour taste, a tablespoon of pickling spice, and some salt and pepper. After this comes to a boil, we carefully pour this over our eggs, cover them, and pop them in the fridge overnight. To make these Amish style, you can always add some beet juice or sliced beets to the brining solution. Put these out the next time your family comes over, or keep them on hand as a quick grab-and-go snack. Either way, they're sure to be a hit. To get the recipe for our tangy pickled eggs, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a picklicious way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
It's pink inside.
Good. Thank you. Coming up on News 3 at noon, a partly sunny start to the work week. Meteorologist Chris Reese has a look at your first alert forecast when we come back. Our call for action phone bank is open right now, ready to take on your consumer issues. The number is 608-270-2833. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 61 points. The NASDAQ up 30. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Yankee on this Monday. Did you have a nice weekend? I saw your pictures from the breakfast at the dairy on the farm.
Yeah, boy, and was that ever a beautiful morning. You know, I was a little worried that we were going to get wet overnight, maybe have a muddy situation out at Henson Brothers Dairy between Middleton and Wanakee. It was beautiful. Great crowd. And like Mark said, if you want to check out some of the pictures, pop on over to my Facebook page, Fabulous Farm Babe, and you'll be able to take a look at the pictures and the videos of some of the special guests that we had out there. They're estimating somewhere in the neighborhood of 5,000 people that enjoyed Dane County breakfast on the farm. And of course, we had Sauk, we had Rock, we had Richland County all having their dairy celebrations as well. Some of our Wisconsin dairy farmers are probably celebrating today. Of course, Friday was the final deadline for that extension on signing up for the revised margin protection program. Just got off the phone with Sandy Chalmers from our Wisconsin Farm Service Agency state office, and she said, in Wisconsin, We had better than 5,000 dairies that signed up. $23 million has been dispersed already to Wisconsin dairy farms that got signed up for the margin protection program. That's a pretty good chunk of the national average. Bill Knorr, the U.S. Undersecretary, said that as of June 1st, they had 20,000 producers nationwide that were signed up, $90 million that had been sent out. So $23 million come to Wisconsin, $90 million in total. So a little good news for our dairy farmers if they're looking for some risk management assistance. So we're watching the markets today. They're down on the midday. I think there's a lot of anxiety over what's going to happen in Singapore. Feuding words big time over the weekend between President Trump and the Canadian Prime Minister. Now I see U.S. Ag Secretary Sonny Perdue is headed to Canada on Friday to try to see if we can find some common ground, some middle ground. No change on barrel, black, or double-A butter cheese or double-A butter prices today. Everything pretty quiet on the dairy front. So today, given the direction that my corn, beans, and wheat are going, quiet is a much better place to be. And it's quiet in the old farm suite for right now. But boy, tomorrow, Mark, we've got the FFA convention kicking it in high gear. I probably will have to catch up with you come Wednesday because we're going to be following the blue and gold tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a lot of people coming to town.
Yes, yeah.
All right, we'll see you Wednesday then.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks, Pam. Chris is here now. We'll look at our weather. Not bad today, but maybe some rain?
Maybe some rain overnight. And honestly, I'm not all impressed with the chances.
Well, good, because we don't need any
right now. It's there, and we really don't, especially in the south and west, where some places saw over 6 inches of rain this weekend, and that's certainly not what we need. Sunshine is coming back into the sky right now. We're seeing a little bit of blue sky for the first time since earlier this morning with the sunrise that came through town. Temperatures are reaching about 70 degrees right now. Winds are still out of the east at 11 miles per hour. Dew point starting to approach 60, so it's starting to feel a little bit like summer out there, but nonetheless, temperatures much warmer than they were just 24 hours ago. Yesterday at this time, it was only 61 degrees here in Madison. That's actually the temperature in Milwaukee right now. You go up to the north and west, oddly enough, temperatures are a little bit warmer, upper 70s as you get towards the North Woods. Mineral Point coming in the lower 70s at 72 right now. Check this, Rylander and Marquette in the UP of Michigan are actually warmer than we are right now. Then again, you get up towards Minneapolis, temperatures are cooler. That's the difference in where the cloud cover is versus where the cloud cover is not. Underneath the sunshine, you have much warmer temperatures. Those clouds keeping us a little bit cooler. It's also cooler over Minnesota right now because they are dealing with more in the way of showers and thunderstorms. Lots of lightning and thunder going on for them. The cloud cover actually shows you guys where we have a stalled out front. The stalled out front has pretty much been responsible for the action that we have seen for the past several days, but now that's going to make its way out of here. We're paying attention to this cold front that's moving in. The thing is, it's fighting dry air as we get overnight, so it's not going to be a major heavy rain event, but nonetheless, the chance for some rain will be there. High pressure takes over as we get you into Wednesday. So let's talk about these rain chances and how they increase. You'll notice those overnight, mainly towards the early morning hours of your Tuesday there. And even then, I mean, a lot of those rain chances are less than 40%. Really, not everyone will see rain tomorrow. Let's go ahead and show you that going through the rest of today. We'll see that sunshine, temperatures topping out right around 76 degrees. Then the clouds begin to thicken up overnight. Cloud cover for tomorrow morning, very, very isolated rain chances. We'll get on through here. Now, if you're traveling today, do expect lots of heat, especially across the deep south. Speaking of that heat, it is going to try to make a comeback for us, especially towards this weekend. We could see some days with highs close to 90, and then, of course, it will feel a whole lot warmer than that. Before this afternoon, we'll see highs right around 76 degrees. We'll be partly sunny and milder as well. Over the next 7 days, we see those 80s returning to the forecast. 81 for your Thursday. Some additional rain chances will be noted as well, especially by the time we get you towards next weekend. 84 and 86 for your Friday and Saturday. But check out Sunday at 88 degrees. That is one of those warmer days we were talking about. And then days 8, 9, and 10 do have rain chances as well. No washouts seen in the next 10 days, but certainly some hot and humid days will be there.
Toasty Father's Day, the way it looks.
Toasty Father's Day is how it's looking right now, so it'll be perfect for the grill.
Yes,
I'm sure
get Dad some lemonade.
Dads will want to do it.
Absolutely. All right, Chris. Thank you.
No problem.
There's more to come on News 3 at noon. Up next, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here to answer your plant and garden questions. The number 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here taking your plant and garden questions, 270-9933. We are in the height of it right now.
Yes,
Things
we
are
are.
growing.
We're getting close to the dog days. So it's going to get hot and humid,
sunny,
as
yep.
we heard, lots of sun. So I brought some plants, both annuals and perennials, that will give you some interest all summer long, even when it gets really hot. So we've got some succulents here. We have the new sun coleus.
Oh, the sun coleus
Yes,
now.
they're sun coleus. Really good colors, even though they're not flowers. They're still really beautiful. And then, of course, as far as perennials are concerned, I love Veronica.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And there are lots of new cone flowers. This one's really pretty.
Oh, that is.
Butterfly Julia, it's called.
Full sun.
Full sun. And, of course, lamb's ear is fun because it feels so.
It feels like a lamb's
just
ear.
wanna pet it all
Nice
the
and
time.
soft. All right, let's go to the phones. We will start with Karen in Cross Plains. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
Hi, which question?
My mom wants to repot her Christmas cactuses and Easter cactuses into other pots. And she's got the cactus soil, but she wants to know if there's something else she should put in with that.
Cactus soil is really good. You could put in, there's a little powder that you can put in that will help control fungus gnats. Sometimes you'll get some of those in when you repot. She should be really careful not to disturb the roots when she repots, and to remember that the new pot should only be about 2 inches larger in diameter than the old pot.
Don't go overboard.
Don't go overboard, yes.
All right. Gary in Madison. Hi, Gary.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's your question?
I have a burning bush plant that is about 5 feet tall now. When is it supposed to look like a burning bush, or what is it supposed to do? Thank you.
Okay, so if we're talking about the burning bush with the corky wings on the bark, which is typically called a burning bush, the burning bush is named that for its fall color. So it's bright red or pinky red in the fall. Sometimes, a lot of people will call red Prince Weigela or cardinal bush, we'll call that burning bush as well, because it blooms bright red flowers now.
But the traditional burning bush,
bush, it's a fall color thing. Yes, not a flower thing.
That's when the burning starts.
Yes.
Okay, Bill in DeForest. Hi, Bill.
Hi there.
Hi, which question?
Hey, we have a bunch of arborvitaes and junipers that seem to have burned or frostbite from last winter, and there's big chunks of they look dead. Is there anything that can be done with those? Can they be trimmed up, or are they shot?
Well, it wasn't as much the cold temperatures as it was the dry conditions that we had last fall and winter, the little snow cover. So when plants went to access moisture in the soil, there wasn't anything there. So I would give them a little bit of time yet. We're still seeing new growth just coming on evergreens. So about the end of the month, if those branches are brittle and dry and all the foliage is coming off, then go ahead and trim those out back to live growth, and then you just have to see what you've got. If it leaves great big holes, you might need to replace them.
But the brown's not going to turn green.
The brown is not going to turn green.
Should just get that out now, or leave
No,
it?
wait, because sometimes there'll be new buds on the tips of those that you're not going to see, and if that flushes, then sometimes it will hide a lot of that brown stuff.
All right, let's go to Charlene in Belleville. Hi, what's your question?
I have ants that are ruining my flower bed and things. Ground ants.
Okay.
If there's something we can do.
Yeah, there are lots of ant insecticides that we sell at the garden center. I don't know exact names, but certainly come in and you can talk to one of the experts about your problem, and they can point you in the right direction. You have lots of options.
And they're safer on vegetables?
Safe for, yes, safe. There's in-home and outdoor ones, and safe for...
A lot of ants this year.
There are a lot of ants.
Yes, I think so. Such a mild winter, they didn't die off.
Yes, and I also think all the rain that we had in May is maybe bringing them up a little bit closer to the surface.
Yes, to my dog's food dishes. That's our time for now. If you're on the line, stay there. Lisa will talk to you off the air. We'll see you next time.
Yes.
Enjoy gardening. Let's head back to the Weather Center. Chris has one final check of the forecast.
That's right. We continue to see a little bit more in the way of some sunshine. It's filtered through cloud cover, but overall not too bad out there. We'll continue to see temperatures making it into the 70s. This afternoon, some very, very minor rain chances overnight. Not a big deal at all, but nonetheless, some folks could see some by the morning.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. That's our time for now. We'll see you back here at 4. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.